Good evening once again, and our final time, the last of the 33 games played over 3 days here at the Tiernan Center. It is the championship game of the Bob Wettig Memorial Tournament. Great to have you with us. It's been a great tournament as always, and in the final game, it'll be Bedford North Lawrence against Franklin Central. We'll talk about this game coming up in just a moment. This is the Wettig right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
It's game time. The Sportsplex is now open. Get your teams together and come out for basketball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, golf, batting cages, wrestling, and much, much more. The Sportsplex also offers court rentals for your entire team to play a pickup game or to hold practices. Use our turf fields for multiple sports, including flag football, baseball fielding, and rugby. Sportsplex is open 7 days a week. Check out FamilyFitnessWorks.com for more information and current hours, or call 765-935-0111.
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. New and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. Wetzelauto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
Reynolds Plumbing, the area's leader in residential and commercial plumbing. Fast, friendly, 24-hour emergency service. You name it, they can fix it. Whether it's installation, remodeling, sump pumps, well pumps, water heaters, or sewer camera service, they now have service on heating and air conditioning. Give them a call at 966-0994 for free estimates. Reynolds Plumbing, 198 South 2nd Street in Richmond. Back again here at the Tiernan Center. It'll be Bedford North Lawrence and Franklin Central for the championship game. Troy Darengowski along with Brian Cox. We'll talk about some of the other games coming up in a couple of moments. But, Brian, this really could be a good one depending on how well Bedford plays. They weren't expected to be here, but Franklin Central, they are one very good basketball team.
Franklin Central has been the most impressive team that I think I've seen here at the tournament. I mean, Seton has probably had the most unexpected and surprising run, but Franklin Central has looked the part to be in this championship game. I didn't know anything about Marcus Burke coming into this game, and he is one of the better players that I've seen in 4+ years of covering basketball. I mean, yes, you talk about the Trey Lyles and, people like that we've seen come through this building, but Marcus Burke is up there. And then you talk about the other players on Franklin Central. Winky, he can score. Pedigo, he can score. Koken, Jackson, all these guys, their starting five is as good as anybody that we've seen. Transfer that to Bedford Central. You're right. No one really expected them to make it out of the bracket. Then they beat Leo. Well, then they beat
they beat Seton as well.
Seton. They beat Fort Wayne.
Well, let's go back. They ended up beating in their first game Dwenger. Then they beat Valparaiso, and then they beat Seton to get here.
Valparaiso was a really good team. And, there's not much more you can say about Braxton Day. That kid, he's no taller than you, maybe shorter than you.
Yeah.
And just is always around the ball. He's a ball magnet. And obviously you can tell, but that kid is in the gym all the time. Looks like a basketball junkie. And they're probably the surprise of the tournament. Seton, in a lot of ways, is a surprise of the tournament. But Bedford North Lawrence being in the championship game is a big surprise as well.
By the way, Seton just finished out moments ago a 1A school pulling off 3 upsets in this tournament. They beat Richmond. They turn around. They beat Hamilton Heights. They turn around. They beat Warren Central. They finished third. Desmond Bain, 39 points in the third-place game. I texted their coach a little bit ago, and I know this is the championship game, but if you're looking for most valuable player, I don't know you can pass up Desmond Bain.
Well, there's a lot of ways you can look at most valuable player, and I understand that. And a lot of times you say, well, the most valuable player has to come from the championship-winning team. You take Desmond Bain off the Seton Cardinals, are they in this tournament?
No.
Do they win a game in this tournament? No, they don't.
No.
They're a good team without Desmond. I mean, the components do not get enough credit. But Desmond Bain is the reason that team is as good as they are. And I just set a record for the Wettig, 39 points. I believe somebody just tweeted he set a record for rebounds as well. If he doesn't merit strong consideration for the title, I don't know why you have it.
All right, Franklin Central basketball will be Jimmy Winky along with Grant Pedigo, Austin Koken, Antonio Jackson, and Marcus Burke. Again, it'll be the Flashes, the home team. Here's a three-pointer the way good, and Winky starts things out strong for Franklin Central.
Winky played real big, Troy, against Fort Wayne North. They came in with a lot of hype, with a lot of size in terms of Butts and Brooks, 6'10", 6'8". And this squad that you see on the court, Franklin Central, defeated those guys. And one of the reasons for that was Marcus Burke and Jackson did a nice job defensively on Butts as well.
Burke missed that one from the outside. By the way, starters for Bedford, Zach Tran, who has the basketball. It'll be Eli McPike, Garrett Flynn, Braxton Day, and Jack Bailey. Braxton Day will definitely be on the all-tournament team no matter what happens. That is Day on the drive, and there's a turnover.
Nice anticipation by Winky to get in that passing lane.
Bedford with their first turnover of the ball game. And we will see a good balanced ball club right here. Baseline jumper just a little bit short. Jackson's going to get the rebound, but a whistle and a foul.
Pedigo had a strong game in their opening matchup in this tournament, but he's been cooled off a little bit as the games have worn on. One more thing about Marcus Burke, Troy. In that game against Fort Wayne North in the third quarter, I think he hit 5 3-pointers in a row and really just kind of vaulted Franklin Central in control of that game.
Jackson, boy, he's such a guy that doesn't get all the publicity because of Pedigo and Winky, but there's no doubt Jackson at 6'6", he can really make a difference down low for Franklin Central as he misses the second.
Go stand next to that kid, and if you're a college football recruiter, you need to go talk to that young man. I don't know if he plays football, but he could.
So it will be Bedford North Lawrence basketball. Stars will get it to Braxton Day. Three-pointer good. Day off the right wing, and it's a one-point ball game.
He's a player that you hear about in the state of Indiana in terms of basketball, but he has been better than I anticipated.
How about Burke? Just hit the three. Burke, as you said, one of those guys can score from the outside and also take you down and post you up in the paint as well.
And he can handle the ball.
Yes, he can.
He is really a multifaceted player, and I think any team in the state would have him start.
Braxton Day with the basketball for the Stars. Franklin Central, they'll mix up their defense. They predominantly are man-to-man, but every once in a while they'll throw in a zone, so you have to be ready for that as well. Here is Braxton again with another three. Missed it. Long rebound in the corner. Hustling after that one is McPike. He had some big threes against Seton. Here's another three on the way. That one will be missed by Tran. And once again, it'll be Flash's basketball.
Koken with the rebound. Early on, it looks like Bedford North Lawrence is quicker to the ball.
Not that time. Offensive rebound put back good by Pedigo. Off the missed shot.
I remember the opening game that we had with Franklin Central, Troy, and one of the things that I found best about that team was how good of a mid-range jump shooting team that they were. That's something you don't see a whole lot in today's basketball.
So Bedford basketball down by 6 as we come up on the 5-minute mark here in the opening quarter. Braxton Day on the drive, left it short. Jackson with a rebound, quick outlet pass to Winky. Here come the Flashes once again. You got to guard him inside. You have to come to the outside as well, especially with guys like Winky and Jackson and Burke. These guys can go in and out both ways. Jackson posting up down low. Winky got it to him, and somebody fell asleep defensively for the Stars.
That is now 3 points for Jackson.
And an 8-point lead here for the Flashes. Everyone thought at this point we might see a Hamilton Heights or a Leo in the championship game, but it is Bedford North Lawrence who has made it here. Here's a three-point shot, no good, as McPike can't get it to fall. And we've got a foul down on the baseline. That'll be called on Jack Bailey, the 6'1 senior.
Valpo was getting a lot of love around
like
here.
Them.
They were a good squad.
Yeah,
you don't get to
Vikings
see
very
much
good.
of them, up in that region area. I don't know if they're technically the region, but up in that Chicagoland area.
I would say they're the region.
Okay.
Burke, turnaround jumper long.
I trust your judgment.
Thank you. Here's McPike across the timeline. Tran off the left wing, of course, he is outsized. Everybody on this Bedford team is outsized in this one for sure. And almost looked like that was going to be close to a travel on Braxton Day, and they'll reset the offense. This is probably one of the shorter teams in the entire tournament. Speaking of Bedford, Braxton drives, missed it. Rebound by Burke. He'll lead the outlet to Winky. Posting up down low, Pedigo looks for the open man. Good ball movement. They play a little triangle to the right. Pedigo turns, shoots, and misses. And the rebound by Bailey. So the Stars will have it with 3:19 remaining, and we'll see Franklin Central go to their bench.
Yeah, Huber, Sorbonne, and I think Hardiman. Hardiman gave them some strong minutes against Fort Wayne North. He's been a nice player coming off the bench.
And the three players that Brian just mentioned, you see entering the lineup, and they will go a little bit deeper than this Bedford team will go. We'll see Stockman come off the bench, McCall Ray off the bench, and Corbin Kane. Here is the turnaround jumper missed, and right now Braxton Day cold early. It'll be Flash's basketball. Fadeaway jumper good. There he is again. Marcus Burke. He has 5. And it's now a 10-point lead for Franklin Central.
He just has a nice touch. Again, he's got kind of that linebacker build, but has a really nice soft touch. And, again, that 12-footer, 8 to 12, 14-foot range he can hit.
That's Pedigo on the block shot. And a whistle and a foul, and that will be on Garrett Flynn. Wilson Huber able to snag that one in the air for the Flashes. Coming into the ball game, we mentioned McCall Ray, the 5'11 freshman, will check in. We'll also see Tucker West come into the ball game now for Bedford North Lawrence. 2:34 remaining here in the opening period.
The lone basket in 5.5 minutes of play has been the three-pointer by Braxton Day for Bedford North Lawrence.
Nice entry pass. Boy, I tell you what, nice positioning down low by Huber.
I don't know that Franklin Central is a team you want to get down this early with the firepower that they can bring and their depth. This is going to be a long game for Bedford North Lawrence if they don't start to trim that lead now.
So the Stars have it in the half court. Burke giving chase on defense. There's another turnover as Ray got caught down on the baseline. Pedigo finding Ray, slashing to the basket, bucket good, and it's now a 14-point lead. Timeout on the floor. It's all Franklin Central on top with 1:50 remaining in the first.
If you would like your athlete to take their game to the next level, look no further. New Vision Sports and their staff has over 20 years of experience in coaching and developing the serious-minded athlete. New Vision specializes in improving your basketball skills, overall speed, and agility. Find them on Facebook or Twitter, or give them a call at 765-977-5831. Again, call 765-977-5831, or go to their website at newvisionsports.com.
Well, as Brian mentioned just a little bit ago, the one thing that Bedford can't do in a game like this is get down. Again, they're not really a high-scoring basketball team. They did get into the 60s against Seton, but they're generally in that low 50 mark.
Right, and I think we saw maybe even a game where they were in the 40s or so. Right, this is they've definitely got some talent and some firepower, but you're not playing against a team that can't put up points as well.
Well, there's so much length again on this team. Even if you go with Mason Hardiman, he's 6'1", but he's got long arms out there on the perimeter. He's out there guarding right now. It makes it very difficult to find a really good shot against a team like Franklin Central.
And they're active, the long arms, but they're very active and have a high basketball IQ. We saw Winky earlier anticipate the pass and get in the passing lane and created a turnover from a pass from Braxton Day.
14-point lead, only 1:12 remaining, and there's a foul on the Flashes.
I think that's going to be on Hardiman.
Boy, you look at this Franklin Central team. They have a good mixture of seniors and juniors.
Oh, they got Huber. Excuse me, Troy.
Huber picks up number 1. Off the inbound, jumper well short as McPike can't get it to fall. Winky with the basketball, driving baseline, drew contact, nothing. Nice entry pass to Jackson. Jackson turn, lost it, gets it to Winky for 3, good.
That's his second 3 of the quarter, 6 points.
17-point lead right now for the Flashes. Now, one other thing you must remember about a game like this, these guys, this is their 4th game now in 3 days, and so who's got something left in the tank? And right now it's Franklin Central. 30 seconds remaining. Tran will work it down to Ray. Ray on the drive, stripped out of his hands. Turnover again for Bedford. Fast break the other way, and contact, nothing. Here is the putback, no, by Hardiman. Another rebound by Hardiman, and then a foul will be called. They will get Wilson Huber, I believe, on the foul. And that'll be number 2. 11.9. And a 17-point lead here in this opening period of play.
I would not have guessed that.
As you said a little bit ago, Bedford cannot afford to fall down anymore. Here's a drive and a block shot, Braxton Day, and they will get the shot off, but I didn't think it would count anyway. And that will do it for the first period of play. All Franklin Central as they lead it 23. This is The Wedding on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Injured athletes can be evaluated at Reed Orthopedic Center, 1400 Highland Road in Richmond. Request a same-day or next-day appointment to be evaluated by medical professionals who specialize in strains, sprains, fractures, knee and shoulder injuries, concussions, and other sports-related orthopedic issues. Call 935-8905. That's 935-8905. Or request an appointment online at reedortho.org. Reed Orthopedic Center, 1400 Highland Road in Richmond.
There's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some friends and come play live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else can you find this kind of variety along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
20-3 after the opening period of play, and so Bedford, long way to go in this one to climb back into this ball game. It will be Bedford basketball to open things up. In the ball game now for Bedford, Corbin Kane, turnover, Jackson the other way, and he lost it on the way up, but that'll be a 2-shot foul. So Jackson at 6'6", those long arms, able to get his hands in there defensively, the steal, and then the free throw missed by Jackson. Of course, after a few days off and all these players and everyone else that's worked this tournament, they're going to need a few days off. 21-3.
Who just shot that free? I apologize.
That was Jackson.
Jackson. That is now 4 points. He has 2 of 3 from the line.
Bedford basketball. There's McPike. Boy, he shot well against Seton. He can't get one off against Pedigo at 6'6". Braxton Day.
Size is nice.
Oh, it is. Size and very long arms. Here's Day. Three-pointer in and out. Burke with a rebound. Outlet pass will find Winky. And they'll move the ball extremely well. Burke short on the shot after he took the pass from Austin Koken. Just underway in period number 2. Braxton drives, ball tipped in the air, got it back. Here's McPike for 3, and they finally get on the board. Long time coming right there.
Only the second star to score in this game. Braxton Day with 3, and now McPike with 3. Excuse me while I take care of some business.
You do that. Here's Burke once again. Three-pointer counted. 24-6. Burke another 3. And now an 18-point lead for Franklin Central. Bedford looking for that cut down on the baseline by Corbin Kane. Here is the drive again, and this time a foul call, as that will put Braxton Day at the line. Jackson will again pick up the foul. That's his first. Team foul number 4 on Bedford for the Flashes, their third team foul, and there you see Braxton Day. And undoubtedly, again, he'll be on the all-tournament team as he misses the first free throw. Second free throw, he misses that one, and boy, the ball just falls in between about 3 or 4 players. Day picks it up, and missing the layup will be Nick Hall. Take that back, Tucker West, who missed the layup. A few of the players now starting to maybe lose a little concentration in this third day, as that ball fell in between several players.
Sorry, I've done like 95 games. I get like a 5-minute break.
95.
It feels like 95.
We need to see if we can get him on at halftime.
Hey, yeah, you want to join us at halftime? Do a little chat? He said he will try to fit you in his schedule.
24-7. We're going to talk with Josh Juergens, the team that finished third, the Seton Cardinals, at halftime. Again, 3 big upsets in this tournament. You know, I said earlier, I was telling somebody there's a foul that for Seton, they couldn't have bought a better time in this tournament.
No. I mean, definitely the stars aligned.
Yeah.
You had, obviously, a Richmond team that's on the downswing, and obviously Seton is as good as they have ever been. I mean, it was, perfect timing, as you mentioned. But you still got to go out and put the ball in the basket.
Pedigo, nice touch, and he can't get it to fall, though.
And, I've missed a few points here. I've missed 3 points for Bedford and 1 point for 1 point for Bedford and 3 for Franklin Central.
I wouldn't worry about it the way the stats have been rolling up here. We get them in a timely fashion, don't we? Here's a drive by Kane. His shot no good. Boy, they remain cold. Jackson high for the rebound.
Oh, and that is bad luck because he did a great job getting to that ball. And as he's falling to the ground, just touches the end line. Franklin Central's coach, he is a amiable fellow.
Here's a shot from 3, way short again by Tran. Got the offensive rebound, then he throws it away, about nailed Winky in the head.
Tran, I don't know what he did against Seton, but I would say he's one of the more disappointing Bedford players. Coming into this game, I heard a lot about him, and I don't think he's had as strong of an offensive performance in this tournament as Bedford expected.
By the way, that foul on Tucker West, it'll be an offensive foul, the moving screen. So a change here. We'll see Isaiah Stockman come in. One thing you've noticed already, and it's worthy of pointing out, that a lot of these shots are short because the legs are gone.
Absolutely.
It is too hard to play 4 games in 3 days as hard as you have to play in this tournament. Jackson inside, bucket good. And if you don't have much of a bench to give you some rest, it is a very tall task.
That'll be a great question for Coach Juergens, as they went only 6 deep. They would have gone 7 deep had Cliff Dickman not gotten injured in the first game. Or was it the second game?
Second
game against Hamilton Heights, right. But that'll be a great question for him, because that is certainly something that his squad has never done, is play 4 games in 3 days. And the intensity that these games are against the competition level, in just terms of athleticism and having to keep up with those guys and keep them off of you.
Pedigo at the line makes it a 20-point ball game. That last foul was called on Isaiah Stockman, as we'd mentioned. Coming out of the ball game, Koken will sit down, Jackson will sit down, and Wenke will sit down. So, again, able to go to their bench as Hardiman is in. Serbone is coming to the lineup, and also Wilson Huber. Second free throw good, and it is all Franklin Central right now. Of course, we'll be in here later on the basketball season as Braxton Day drives and scores. The semi-state coming back to Richmond, both the boys and the girls this year. We'll talk about that and much more coming up. A 20-second timeout. Franklin Central leading this one 28-9.
There are banks that are big, and then there's West End Bank. A bank with big ideas to help people, business, and industry. If you're just starting out on your own and want a new car, West End can help. Maybe it's your first home and you need advice on financing. West End Bank has ideas to help you. West End Bank, helping build better lives and a better community. West End Bank is a community bank with big ideas and home to a distinctive style of banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Mentioned semi-state basketball will be here at the Tiernan Center, and when semi-state comes, this place is full.
Great atmosphere, too.
Great,
I mean, when this barn is packed, the 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, whatever it is, I know it can seat 8,000, but, man, there is nothing better than being in here with a full crowd. I mean, we saw that, 2 years ago with James Blackman came in with Marion against Richmond. Was filled. I mean, there had to be 6,000, 7,000 in the building that night, and, man, it is fun to watch a basketball game like that.
Nice dump down intended for Pedigo, but a turnover for Franklin Central.
We had a brief period of that with the Richmond Seton game this tournament. They had 3,500, 4,000, somewhere in that range, and there was an electricity in there, and you could feel it.
Well, when the boys come here, this place will be 8,000. That fadeaway jumper. See, he just doesn't have his legs under him. That's Braxton Day. That's a shot he normally hits. Pedigo turns, shoots, and misses, but he'll be fouled. You figure 8,100 people in here, and they'll add some bleacher seats. It is full for the boys. The girls not quite as full, but it is, again, 8,000 plus when you get the 4 teams in here for semi-state. We went down to Seymour, the Richmond boys, last year, and that place was packed. 20-point lead once again as Pedigo able to hit the shot.
Yeah, Seymour, I think they seat about 7, somewhere around that range.
Close.
That's a big gym down there.
Yeah, it is. Red Devils lost last year in the semi-state, just one step away from the state championship game.
Yeah, for those of you watching either around the country or even here in Indiana, if you have not seen a high school basketball game in one of the bigger gyms in this state, and there's a lot of them, whether it's Newcastle with 9,000 or so, or Richmond, Seymour, Marion,
Connorsville, big one.
I would highly recommend you do that, because that is, if you're a basketball fan, that's the place to do it.
Burke again with a shot fake, and then he hits it.
Now, I may have missed a point or two, but he's got 9. But I know I missed 3 points for them somewhere.
If you didn't take your coffee break during the game. 31-9, Franklin Central now making this one a little bit lopsided.
My union steward said I could have a break. Yeah, this doesn't – I mean, it's an okay crowd for the – the teams had to travel a bit. Both southern Indiana schools. I mean, Franklin, maybe not southern Indiana, but –
You're more Indianapolis, though.
Yeah, but it's, 30 miles south of Indy, something like that.
That's Franklin, not Franklin Central.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, you're in Indianapolis with Franklin Central.
What do I know?
Reverse layup good by Stockman. Yeah, the Flashes, we went over there for football one year in the playoffs. This is in the early 90s, and it was the coldest night I'd ever experienced in Indiana. It was one tough evening for football. In the press box they put us in, there was no heat either.
Huber gets called for the charge. That's his third.
Well, Jackson will come in.
All right, Bedford is southern Indiana.
Bedford is southern Indiana. Franklin Central, central Indiana. Well, you lived here for a while to know that.
But not a whole lot of electricity in the crowd, but I guess a 20-point lead early will take some of the air out of the balloon.
Should we do a little geography quiz here? Do you know where Leo is?
Yes, northeast of Fort Wayne.
Good. How about Hamilton Heights?
That is north of Indy, north of Carmel.
How about Richmond?
I believe that is near Albuquerque.
1:37 to go. 31-11 your score.
The only reason I know about Leo is because I had to call that game, and I had to look it up because I didn't know.
Baseline drive, turnover once again for Bedford. Kobe Byers in the ball game, the sophomore. Then Franklin Central gives it back.
Hardeman couldn't keep control.
Well, now you're looking at focus with the score the way it is, and Braxton drives, lost it. They'll let him play through that. Not enough contact to warrant a foul. Day takes the screen, 1 minute remaining. See his even his fadeaway. And he does most of the work. I mean, let's be honest about it. He's the guy that makes that Bedford team roll.
He's by far the most active.
Yeah.
Always around the ball.
I talked to one of the Richmond players earlier. He was tired, and you know these guys are as well. There is Hardiman the other way. 33-11.
The Stars scored 3 points in the first quarter, and they have 8 in this quarter. Kind of hard to match the 33. And Hardiman. Now, I have a basketball question. Why is that not a jump ball?
I actually thought it should have been out on Hardiman. No, not Hardiman, but actually Stockman, because I thought Stockman pushed it that way. Because you know Hardiman would have gone that way.
Right.
I don't think it was tied up enough to be a jump ball, but I still think that Stockman pushed that one out of bounds.
I'm not being sarcastic, a legitimate question. How long do you have to tie it up to be counted as a tie-up? A second? I mean, is there a rule? Or
there's a three-pointer. I would imagine you use a little common sense. You know it's tied up because there's a foul.
And I'm hosed.
You wouldn't use common sense?
Well, what is that?
Hey, two guys get a hold of it right there. Okay, it's a jump ball.
But, I mean, it's not a split-second kind of thing.
No.
Okay.
No. You got to give the other one of the two players a chance to grab it away from another player. And give it a second, maybe a second and a half.
Okay.
I mean, it's not something you're going to count, but again, since you don't have any common sense, I'm not sure how to tell you that. So here is Jackson at the line. 2.3 seconds remaining before halftime.
You know, I'm going to make some numbers up because I am missing some points, so I'm going to just make it up for you.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get those halftime stats. Second one by Jackson missed badly, and we go to halftime. Well, this is all Franklin Central. We'll come back with our halftime report. Franklin Central 34, Bedford North Lawrence 14. This is the Wedigan, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Mancino's Pizza and Grinders, the very best in pizza and grinders. We use only the highest quality meats, cheeses, and vegetables. It's impossible not to taste the difference. Every morning we bake our bread to ensure our customers the freshest sandwiches. Mancino's offers more than grinders. They also have fantastic specialty pizzas and salads. Stop by for lunch, dinner, or after the game. Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond. The taste of quality you expect.
Hitters Hangout Academy has everything you need to train year-round to become a better player. They offer everything from cage rentals to private lessons and specialized classes. They offer hitting, infield play, outfield play, catching, pitching, strength, and agility for baseball and softball players alike. Their goal is to leave players with a better understanding of the game and to learn why they do certain things, and as always, play the game the right way. For more information, go to their website, hittershangoutacademy.com.
Hey, Chuck, where are you headed? Spinning's about to start.
I'm heading to CrossFit.
Isn't that for, like, the elite lifters or athletes only?
No, at FFW CrossFit, all workouts can and will be scaled to any ability level to welcome everyone.
Sounds great. I need to get out of the same old workout routine. I'm just not sure I can keep up. It seems pretty intense.
No real lifting experience is needed. FFW CrossFit teaches you everything you need to know and move at your own pace in a positive, motivating environment.
You know, I've always wanted to give it a try. I'll see you there.
Learn more at ffwcrossfit.com.
Well, back once again here at the Tiernan Center. Welcome. It's our final game of the tournament. The gentleman just to my left used to help me in girls basketball practice against my squad. I'm sure as we talk about your ball club here in a minute, you learn nothing from me because you're doing everything right now. Seton Cardinals finished third in this tournament. You, and I've said this to a couple of people already, you came into this, we talked before the tournament started, you said, you know, you really have nothing to lose. I mean, you guys come in here, you weren't expected to win many games, but it was a great experience overall, but you ended up going 3-1. Could you have bought that kind of experience?
This thing is going to help us so much. Come March and February, this thing is going to be the reason we're going to be good as long as we can stay healthy. To throw freshmen out there and to have them play against 3A, 4A schools and to win, I mean, it says a lot about them. It says a lot about Dez. You know, we had two seniors down, basically. I mean, Colton was half a man with playing through the flu, and Cliff gets hurt in the third quarter of the Richmond game. And honestly, I panicked because I'm thinking, okay, we don't have a bench, and we just lost a starter.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do for 3 games?
Yeah.
And luckily, Sam Brennicky can come in there and do what he did. And, I mean, he grew up in front of everybody's eyes in this tournament. And to get Trent with the kind of production he had, and Pip to even give us something. And I thought Nick Matthews gave us great minutes as well. And Desmond and Billy are going to give you what they give you, and it was fun. I'm glad we did it. It's a well-run tournament. Frank Carr and Jeremy Hill do a great job with this thing. It was fun to be a part of, and I hope we get asked to come back.
I'm telling you what, if you go back to that Bedford game. Think about it. You could be playing right now.
I know. We're going to think about that a lot now that we went 3-1. Blevins and I talked before, and we said, if we go 2-2, we'll be tickled pink. Because that's mean we beat a couple good teams. And to go 3-1 with the win over, Sagarin ranked 13th team in Warren Central says a lot. Says a lot about Desmond. The performance he put on in this thing is record-breaking. Nobody's ever seen it in the wedding. He was kind of one of those unsung, that you hear about him, but you see him dominate the 1A level, and to come out and to put up 35 on 2 different 4A teams. I mean, it's amazing. And he just wills us to victory, figures out a way to get it done. And what's great about him is he's not a selfish great player. He gets everybody involved. He understands the team, and we feel like we have a really special group. We have a group that really likes each other, a group that the coaches really like to be around. We love to practice. We love to just be around each other. And I told the kids in the locker room, hey, you have a select number of games remaining with this group, so take advantage of every game, take advantage of every quarter, and I thought we did that. And I'm just so proud of those guys.
I'm telling you what, right now, and I texted you before this game that if Desmond's not the MVP, they haven't given me a ballot, by the way, which I'm really surprised.
We're doing every game.
We're doing all these games, no ballot. What's going on here? But he ought to be the MVP.
Yeah, I think, they've never given it to anybody outside of the championship game, but I think if there's a year to break it, it's this year.
Yeah.
And I think if you take a poll of everybody here that saw him play and saw everybody play and wants to know who the MVP, I think you get 100% Desmond Bain.
Yeah, I agree. There's no doubt about it. You take him off your team, and again, I'm not saying you're not a good basketball team, but let's face it, he's pretty good. Thing is, you go to the bathroom, people go, hey, Desmond Bain, and you're like, anywhere you're talking, it's him.
Yep.
So
I think we really became the story here, and that to become that and to do that, especially playing 6 guys every game.
Yeah.
Other people are running out 10 or 12. They're running out their JV guys just to keep legs, and I can't do it. I got 6, and that's what we stopped playing with legs and arms that second half. We played with all heart, and to do that and to beat a Warren Central team that was good, and they were hitting shots. We just played our way. We forced them to become a jump shooting team and just let Desmond do a lot of stuff that he does well and let him control the tempo, and I thought he did that in every game he played in.
Well, there's no doubt about it when if you look at the whole aspect of the thing, and I was going to ask you, 4 games in 3 days, I don't know how anybody survives.
People tell me all the time this is a great tournament, but they won't get in it next year because it is 3 games in 4 days.
Yeah.
And now or 4 games in 3 days, and you figure that out once you do it. I mean, Blevins and I were absolutely exhausted that last game, and we never played a minute. It's just, and I told the kids, I don't know how you're standing, but I'm so proud of them. To give that effort, like I said, to bring one person off the bench all tournament, and to have watch Cliff go down with an injury, you think the team's just going to bury themselves and be happy with just beating Richmond. And we started hot, we stayed confident, and we had nothing to lose, and we played that way the whole time. We just played with house money, and that's what it is being a 1A small school. So
okay, you're the surprise team. Bedford's a surprise team. I think it makes it more fun for the tournament when teams do that because you don't have. I thought maybe Fort Wayne North had come out of there as well, but it makes it more fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was enjoyable. And it's fun. Everybody likes rooting for the underdog.
Yeah.
And that's what we are. We love that approach. We love taking the underdog mentality. We have 97 kids in our whole school.
Yeah.
Warren Central's got 4,000.
Yeah.
And somehow
Did
we
you
came
guys
up
get
with a Desmond
that?
Bain.
4,000 to 97.
And somehow we come up with a Desmond Bain and a Billy Webster. And it's amazing. And it's fun. And, people talk about, well, what are you going to do next year when you lose Des? Well, yeah, we won't have somebody that rolls it out there and can get 40.
Yeah.
But Billy's pretty good. Our freshmen are pretty good.
Yeah.
We got a couple more juniors and sophomores that can play. So the future's bright. And today was just fun. And today kind of put us on the map. And if we're going to get Desmond on that Indiana All-Star team, he has to perform against Indy schools.
Yeah.
And I think this was a big step to that. And if he can just keep doing what he does and keep doing it well and keep leading the state and doing all he does, I don't think there's any reason he should be left off that All-Star team.
I agree. Plus, every time I walk out, there's another college scout out there waiting for him.
We had Jason Gardner out there, the IUPUI head coach, was talking to him after the game. So he's picked up. He picked up 2 offers just from playing in this thing.
Yeah.
So he's getting there. People are starting to recognize, and he's shooting the ball from deep. And that's what we've been telling him. Show these coaches you can shoot from deep. And I think he missed 3 or 4 threes all tournament, and that's just amazing. And to break the records that he did, he exceeded our expectations, but we expected him to play well. We expected him to lead this thing, and that's what he did. 3-1, can't be mad at it. We're going to be a better team in February and March than we are right now because of this tournament. And hopefully we can end our season at Bankers Life.
And yeah, I hope so too. It'd be fun to go back there, wouldn't
it? Yes, it would. Hopefully a different outcome than we had last time.
That's true.
Hopefully
that's true.
Desmond can stay on the floor for 4 quarters.
Wow. Well, by the way, if you didn't know, this Seton team also beat number 1 2A Northeastern earlier this year, so it's all just in the name of the game.
We just keep playing and put 32 minutes together, and just see if their 5 can beat our 5.
There you go.
We go with, so.
Coach, congratulations.
Hey, man, it was fun. We appreciate you guys covering all this.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, Josh Juergens, once again, the head coach for the Seton Cardinals. They finished 3rd in the tournament. When we come back, it's halftime, 34-14, as Franklin Central with the lead as we get ready for second half action of the championship game.
Do you need help taking care of your car? I know we do, because Troy can barely change the position of the seat. That's why we take our cars to Beach Automotive at 110 East Main Street in Richmond. We've been relying on Brad and his crew for years, and they always take good care of us without breaking the bank. For great auto service by trained professionals, call Beach Automotive at 966-8181 or visit their website at beach-auto.com.
Are new cabinets on your wish list? Visit the new Georgia Direct showroom and see the great variety of cabinets on display in a modern setting. Georgia Direct carries quality craft-made one cabinets, and the new showroom has plenty of styles and colors on display. In Richmond, craft-made one is only available at Georgia Direct, where the designers are always on hand to help create a custom kitchen for your home. Visit Georgia Direct's new showroom on 40 East, next to Red Lobster. You'll love what you see, and you'll love the savings at Georgia Direct.
For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, Richmond Power and Light is advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. For more information on Richmond Power and Light, go to their website at rp-l.com. Richmond Power and Light. Together, we make powerful partners.
Well, 16 minutes here for Bedford to try to find their legs the rest of the way and get back into this ball game. But Franklin Central, they have controlled this from the very beginning.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to hear your interview with Coach Juergens, but I was talking with Coach Blevins, the assistant coach for the Cardinals, and he mentioned, especially in that Bedford game, talking about legs and, the amount of games in the short period of time. And then to mention, with Bedford here, I think that's exactly what you're seeing with these guys now. You specifically mentioned Braxton Day's shot, hitting front rim consistently, and that's a, sure sign that your legs are not underneath you as much as normal. And, if obviously you coached for a number of years, and I would think at this point you need to take it in segments. I mean, you've got 16 minutes to play. You're down by 20. The goal should be to get it to 10 at least by the end of 3, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Yep. Make it manageable. And it's even a psychological thing if you get it to 10 or a little bit under.
Or 9, single digits, sure.
Just, you notice Burke came up short on his shot as well. Day will go on the left wing. Here's a pull-up shot, no good. McPike was short on that one as it goes out of bounds.
And that's the thing that I think Bedford is going to need, and they have shown they can do it. You talked about McPike in the Seton game. It had a nice shooting performance. They're going to need somebody other than Braxton Day to help them get back in this ballgame. Now, obviously, Braxton being the star, he's going to have to lead that charge, but you're going to have some help.
By the way, I was talking with Coach Juergens there as Bedford sets up again in the half court. Is how in the world did we not get a ballot? I don't understand that at all. We've covered all the games for the most part from here to Earlham.
And this pains me to say of all people, I don't deserve one because I don't know as much about basketball as you guys, but as much as you know about basketball, as many games as you're right as you've seen. I think Zach got a lot of ball there. That's a tough call, but it's inexplicable why you would not have a ballot. I mean, honestly.
It's bad enough they didn't even open the bathroom upstairs. Now I don't get a ballot.
We don't get stats.
We don't get stats.
But we're a supporting partner of the Wedding 15 tournament.
Here's Jackson, boy, double-teamed and still got the shot off. And
he was making a really good offensive move, but give credit to Braxton Day, who came from the backside and made an attempt to steal that ball that altered Jackson's shot. I think Jack was going to make a quick spin move over his right shoulder, and I think he would have scored. But give credit to Braxton Day again, always around the ball.
Yeah. Well, after the holiday tournaments, everyone will get back. We're halfway through the year now.
That's hard to believe, really.
Really is. And January will fly by because it'll be busy as well. And then once you get into February, things will slow down a little bit, and then you start thinking sectionals. So it's not too far away. That's Braxton Day with a shot fake, and they'll cover him up quickly.
I know with this zone, it's going to be hard to do. And there you see, what is that?
Is that McPike?
Flynn, his first bucket of the game. I'd like to see Braxton take it to the hole. I know it's a little tougher in that zone, but.
Well, there's an alley-oop. Nice play.
We have a shoe tie problem.
What Pedigo did is Jackson took his man, pinned him off to one side, and then when Pedigo came around the other side, it was wide open.
And that's exactly what the Bedford coach is mentioning. You watch out for that back screen, and you're exactly right. Created that opportunity, and I think that's something Pedigo usually would flush.
Here's a pull-up jumper, no good by Tran.
We had the perfect angle for that. That shot was off right out of his hands.
We'll keep it here for this is a 30-second timeout. What made that play nice by Franklin Central is that if you're even that low post guy and you see the cutter coming through and yet you see Jackson pinning his man off, who do you go guard? You can't go help Jackson, otherwise Pedigo scores. If you go after Pedigo and he brings you out, then all of a sudden Jackson's down there for the layup.
You've left free lane for Jackson, right.
So he was in no man's land right there. So
now, if I'm Franklin Central, I go back to that play until see if they can stop it. Maybe not right away, but it worked so well. And that time, you're 100% correct.
Well, I guess at that standpoint, if this much size with Jackson, Pedigo, and Burke, I just keep pounding. And if they come back down, then you kick it back outside, you got the open shot.
Again, Winky has proven he can shoot. We know Koken can shoot as well.
Braxton will be fouled off the inbound. Nice inbound play by Bedford.
And Koken will be called for that foul. That's his first. 2 team fouls for Franklin Central, 1 for Bedford.
I'll be curious. I don't know how soon we will know how many teams will come back that have been in this tournament. It was interesting. Josh Juergens was talking about a lot of teams don't like to. There's a turnover. They don't like to play 4 games in 3 days. Here is Day blocked on his way to the basket. Quick outlet pass will find Koken, and he will score.
It's interesting you bring that point up, as that's his first bucket. I was thinking about that driving back from Earlham after the Richmond game. I wonder if 16 teams is too much. If 4 games in 3 days is too much. Maybe 3 games in 2 days doesn't sound like a whole lot less, but I wonder if that's something that more teams would find more appealing.
Yeah. Another foul call. I guess if I'm a coach, you want as many games as you can because you want as many different scenarios to look back at it when you get to tournament time and say, let's go back to the film. If you see another similar team, what did we do against them, what we didn't do well. And Indiana's now up the regular season out of 22 games, and then you get the exception of a couple of more. So you're playing essentially, you can play 24 games, as that's knocked out of bounds, 24 games in the regular season and then the tournament. Now, as a player, I'd rather play more than practice.
Well, and that's a great point. I hadn't really thought about that, but you're right. You use this as a training ground because you're going to see some defenses probably in this tournament that you don't ordinarily see,
right,
that you may wind up seeing in the tournament if you move past the sectional. Because your sectional opponents, you're pretty sure you know what you're going to see from them. But for teams like Franklin Central, who appear to be in line to move on, you would think, and that's a strong move by Jackson to get his 9th point. Yeah, I agree. I would want to play. I know, with the holiday time and things like that, but this is the perfect week to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of people do take this week off on vacation. You get a great venue, and I give Frank Carr and his staff a ton of credit because they do really do a nice job putting this on, and all the volunteers that help with this tournament. Not to pat ourselves on the back, but the ability for your friends and family from around the state to be able to watch the games instead of just hearing them. And, well, we didn't really have any visiting radio guys that I saw. There was maybe one.
Hamilton Heights was here, and then I think there was somebody here as well. I think only a couple.
But out of 16 teams, you maybe had 2, maybe 3 supporting members of the media. It's a well-run event, short of me. It's a well-run event, but it is a lot. I mean, it's a big undertaking, and I can understand what Coach Juergens is saying. Now, obviously, he's also coming from a perspective of not having as deep of a bench as some of these teams where you can get some other people some playing time that you might not ordinarily get.
And that's certainly what I would build off of, even if I didn't think I had a chance to win the tournament, is I would get a lot of guys a lot of playing time just because I know I might need them some other time down the road.
Well, not to keep going back to Seton, but you look at the 2 freshmen that played huge minutes in this game, Trent Rackley and Sam Brennecke. I mean, what experience for those guys. I mean, that's only going to help them as they move along. Playing against the Hamilton Heights and the Warren Centrals and Bedford North Lawrences, I mean, that – when you go to play Hagerstown Saturday, which, is going to be a good team, but I sure would like to play them after playing some of these guys and knowing, what I tried to do and this guy didn't work, but maybe it works this way.
Winky, gets the bucket, 43-19. 3:40 remaining here in the third.
A lot of this is known as filler, ladies and gentlemen.
The bucket good inside. That is Braxton Day.
I only have him for 9. It could be inaccurate. Asterisk on all of these point totals I give you.
Good ball movement to Jackson. They're going to post up down low, but here is Burke again. He misses it. He's missed his last couple of shots from long range.
Push off on Pedigo.
Changes once again for Franklin Central. We'll see Hardiman come in, back in the ball game, Huber, and also Serbone. At one point, speaking of holiday tournaments, it had been really big a long time ago, and then it really faded for a while, and now it's big. Everybody's got tournaments all over the place, and now you're competing for teams to come in and play in your tournament. You want as good a teams as you can get, so with so many of them, if you don't run it well, they're not coming back.
Sure.
Hardiman with the steal.
Well, I mean, in terms of facilities, first-class facilities, between here and Shuckman Court over at the Wellness Center on Earlham College, I mean, most of these teams, or a lot of these teams, I would say, that come in, these are by far the best places they're ever going to play. In terms of whether it's locker rooms, obviously the court, the crowds. It's a real nice place to play. And then they're treated very well. The hotels and that's Winky, another 3. That's his third 3 and 11 points. I know the restaurants around here, like the Mancino's, a sponsor of ours, and then a couple of other restaurants support the teams with free food and things like that. I mean, that's not too shabby.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Plus, you get to be on with us. I mean,
what else do you need?
That's like winning the lottery.
2:19 remaining. Flash is still getting down and playing defense here against Bedford. Off the screen, another short shot by Braxton Day. The offensive rebound. That is Jared Deckard in the ball game. Deckard running after the loose ball near the sideline following the miss.
Now, I think what you see there, Troy, is Deckard has not had a lot of playing time in this tournament.
Yeah.
There's some fresh legs. And you see him very active and getting to a lot of those balls, and that's just a lot of a lot of hustle.
Timeout on the floor, 1:56 remaining in the third. It's all Franklin Central on top of this one, 46-21.
Jiffy Lube of Richmond features the Jiffy Lube Signature Service Oil Change. As much as you paid for your vehicle, keep it on the road as long as possible. The Jiffy Lube Signature Service Oil Change is more than an oil change. It's preventative maintenance to keep your car running smoothly. Jiffy Lube, 2993 East Main in Richmond. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, and Saturday, 8 to 5.
1:56 remaining, and it's been all Franklin Central. And the Flashes will have the basketball after that latest turnover by Bedford. So now the Stars will go a little full court trap. That is Hardiman across the timeline. Winky out front. Now the Flashes can dictate a little bit of what they want to do. That shot short by Hardiman. The battle for the basketball. Ooh. Jackson got knocked almost on his keister. 2-on-2 break the other way. A little European step on the shot that time by Tran and missed it.
Two things I'm surprised about that play. One, that a foul wasn't called, and two, that Braxton Day was able to knock Jackson around because Jackson has some size on Braxton Day. That is 12 by my count for Jackson.
Yeah, and he got behind Tucker West. A little floater down on the baseline, no good. Tran can't get it to fall. There's the alley-oop inside to Jackson. He couldn't get it to go.
The fans just looking for some. It's funny when a missed alley-oop is the most
exciting part, yeah.
I guess when you're up 27, that's something you can do.
You need to have reason to stay now. What a bad effort that time, Winky to Jackson.
It was a little out, a little far away from the rim. A little closer to the rim, I think he flushes it.
Good touch that time by Tran.
His first bucket of the game again, by my count. All totals with an asterisk.
Winky, good ball handler across the timeline.
For me, I think he's a borderline first-team all-tournament guy.
Yeah.
I think Burke is without question.
Jackson's getting close.
Yeah, he is. That's a 14. I think you got Day. I think you got Burke. I think you got Bain, and I really do legitimately think Desmond is MVP of this tournament.
I do too. Day will spin in the lane, and
we'll see who we had a. I think Hunter Christ deserves some consideration.
Yep. Well, like I said, didn't ask you or me, so I guess our vote doesn't matter.
What do I know?
50-24. .3 remaining now in the third. And it's a 25-point lead. Hardiman across the timeline. They could get a shot right here. Ball comes loose. Hardiman at the buzzer got it. 3-point shot. And that's just the way this is going.
When it's going well, it's going well.
53-25. Championship game right now in favor of Franklin Central.
Are you looking for a quality used car you can trust to take you where you want to go? Stop at Tony's Car Sales at 250 National Road West. Tony's has a top-of-the-line selection of low-mileage, one-owner cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, all handpicked by Mike and Adrian Parker. Tony's is family-owned with 3 generations and 60 years of experience. Check out their selection at tonyscarsales.com or at 250 National Road West. Tony's Car Sales, where honesty, quality, and price sell cars.
Maybe you knew that Indiana University East has world-renowned professors and 50 highly respected IU degree programs. Still, there's someone you should meet. He's a red wolf. He's Rufus, our mascot. He's here for our intercollegiate sports, dozens of student clubs, and to make sure things aren't too, well, tame. Check us out at iue.edu or drop by. But be careful. No leash. IU, focused on you.
All Franklin Central 53-25. And Bedford will have it for the final 8 minutes.
It was a 20-point lead at the half, and now it is a 28-point lead.
That'll be Burke on the foul. And that will put Nick Hall, take that back. It'll be Tucker West at the line.
So I don't have my rosters in front of me. I was trying to think of other all-tournament guys. but I'm old. And my memory's not as good as it once was.
Second free throw is good as well, 53-26. And Winky again will bring the ball against McCall-Ray. Jackson setting the high screen. Winky from 15, no. And the rebound by Braxton Day. So here comes Bedford. Down big in this one. They're going to go right inside, and there's a bucket by Tucker West. He got 29 on the board. 53-29.
Yes, sir. It was 25. They had 25 to start the quarter, and then West has had 4 points, the 2 free throws, and then that bucket.
Very good. Ball inbounded on the baseline deep in the corner. Winky looking inside.
It must be nice to be 6'6" and have long arms.
Well, Pedigo thought he got fouled from behind by Tucker West, and Bedford running the floor the other way. Basket by Jared Deckard.
Yeah, Pedigo was a little late getting back because of that. There was a couple of other players there as well.
Winky again, a pair of 14s. That's McCall-Ray. And Franklin Central with the turnover back the other way, and that'll be a foul on Winky. And they will go to the line. That'll be Sean Ritter, the 6'1 juniors, in the ball game now for Bedford.
That is 4 fouls on Winky. You know what? This harkens me back to semi-state, 2 years ago? Or last year? Well, yeah, 2 years ago. When Indianapolis Tech had a huge lead on Bloomington South.
Mm-hmm.
Bloomington South came back and had a chance to tie or go ahead, one of the two. I don't remember exactly, but I know they had a shot in the paint on our end that would have either tied or put them in the lead after being up very, very much like we are seeing here. So don't give up.
That's right. Jackson now to Pedigo. Turns, and he will be fouled, and that'll be Deckard at 6'1", so they recognized the mismatch underneath and went back down inside to Grant Pedigo.
This game's not over.
Yes, 20 points.
Still in doubt.
You get a couple of runs and a couple of threes, all of a sudden it's down to 10. Pedigo's free throw is good. But then it comes down to how much, again, we'll go back to how much legs do you have left to make a nice run. We've seen a couple of teams kind of peter out lately. Second free throw is good.
Well, you look at the start of this quarter, in a minute and a half, they being Bedford North Lawrence, went on an 8-0 run.
Yeah, they did. So it will be Braxton Day. He will find Ray. That fadeaway shot no good. Burke had it in his hands, and then it goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Stars. Good hustle that time by Tucker West.
This is my least favorite shot in basketball, when you step about a foot inside the three-point line and take the shot.
Yeah. Pedigo inbounding. It'll be Jackson. Jackson to Winky. Now they have numbers 3-on-2.
Good
layup.
Pass.
Burke. Basket is good. Give the assist that time to Koken.
Koken did a really nice job laying that off, and Jackson, with his strength, was able to get the finish and the foul.
So right when Bedford starts to make a run, it's back to a 24-point lead, and now make it 25.
$17 unofficially for Jackson.
That's a nice drive by Braxton, but that'll be waved off.
Burke. Excuse me. That would be 14 unofficially for Burke.
We are at a 1 in bonus now for Braxton Day.
Yeah, 19 fouls for Franklin Central.
.607 remaining here in the fourth. It has been, again, all Franklin Central from the very beginning. Second one is missed. Burke, lead pass. Winky will give it off, and boy, unselfish play. Koken gets the layup. See, that's why you like Winky, because he could have easily shot it himself.
Unselfish play. Friend of the teammate.
Here's Day driving baseline right, and Jackson will give him a little shimmy out of bounds. So that will put Braxton Day back to the free throw line.
That is Jackson's third foul.
His whole shot is off.
Yeah, he's now 4 of 6 from the line.
Second free throw by Braxton is good. He had 29 in one of his. Was that the Seton game? I think
it was
29. Yeah. Burke will stop. Thought about the three. Jackson on the right wing now to Koken. Drive baseline. Pedigo the kick. Jackson runs it down. Winky for three. Short. Long rebound, Winky. Now he tried to lob it inside to Jackson, but it's stolen away. And then Winky comes back, gets the steal. Here's the lob now to Burke, and he can't get it, but put up on the return, no, as Koken couldn't get it to fall. Boy, they had 3 looks at the basket. Braxton Day will drive the other way. He will score and be fouled by Pedigo.
I think I would have liked to have seen Pedigo just commit to stopping the ball and getting in possession. It's tough. It was a 2-on-1 transition there, but I would like to see Pedigo just make a position and force Day to give the ball up. Because I'd rather take my chances with somebody other than Braxton Day, to be honest. But I'm quibbling. You're up 23.
He left short on that one. Burke will hit the 3.
6 in the quarter.
So now 63-37. We're now 4:47 remaining.
They had Deckard wide open in the middle of the paint.
Day's going to shoot this one. Found a little extra. Able to hit the 3.
He has 7 in the quarter.
And back to a 23-point lead. Pedigo will reverse this to Burke.
A fan was really happy with the behind-the-back dribble there.
And he got it back from Burke, and Pedigo lays it in.
I have Pedigo for 12.
Braxton thought, why not? I'll do it again. Missed it. Jackson with a rebound. And timeout on the floor. We're going to see
wholesale substitutions.
All kinds of new guys come in, yeah. Well, the 25-point lead, they're probably done for the day. The guys are on board now. Jackson comes out. Pedigo comes out. Winky comes out.
Anything can happen. I understand at 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go. But I like this in that Coach Rockney is giving, not just a minute. Granted, the game's probably well in hand, but, giving a lot of these kids, they've been here, they've been away from the family, and giving a meaningful minute, 3-4+ minutes of play, I think that's a good move. Plus, you don't risk injury to your horses there.
Yeah, Bedford changing, too. Kobe Myers has come in. McCall Ray back in the ball game. Mentioned Sean Ritter got some minutes earlier. Also Isaiah Stockman into the lineup, and Jared Deckard also for Bedford. And as Hardiman down the lane, he misses that one. And out on the fast break, Bedford headed the other way. There's a block shot. Are they going to call a goaltending now, or did they go out of bounds?
I think it went out of bounds.
That fan up there didn't like that call, did he?
We really should get a better crowd mic and place them around the arena. That's sometimes the best.
Oh, yeah.
Today at Earlham, with the crowd mic position where it is there was a fascinating conversation I got to listen to.
I bet. Hardiman across the timeline in the ball game. Serbone once again for Franklin Central. That is Wilson Huber also in the ball game. Number 44 is Nick Hawley, 6'4" sophomore. He's checked into the Franklin Central lineup. There's a whistle and a foul. That'll be on Sean Ritter.
The trophies have made it into the gymnasium, Troy. One is larger than the other. That's the kind of insight you're only going to hear on RadioTroy.com.
So in depth. Here is Tucker Hall, who's also coming to the ball game now for Franklin. 26-point lead with 3:16 to go. Well, we knew this was going to be a real tough task for Bedford North Lawrence.
I didn't expect this. I expected Franklin Central to win, but I didn't foresee this, like the domination.
Go turnover each way. Now you just hope things don't get too sloppy the rest of this ball game as we made it into the 3-minute mark.
You know why? Because sloppiness will inevitably lead to whistles.
Yes.
Which inevitably leads to the clock stopping.
And numerous delays. Shot was missed by McCall Ray, so once again Flash's basketball. Hall was posting. They'll go back outside, and Hall misses that one. You got Nick Hall and Tucker Hall. It was Tucker who shot that long-range shot. That one will be off the mark as well by Kobe Byers. Another miss. Ball in the air, and it'll be Hardiman coming out with it.
All right, another legitimate question. So you're a player. You don't get much playing time, but you're in here. Okay? You're in now. Do you fire up the shot as soon as you get it?
They're going to change that. They said they had 39 at one point. He had 35. We had him for 39, didn't we, Desmond? I'm sorry.
I thought so, but yeah.
They said 35, so they changed it to 35.
So you're in the game now. You don't get a lot of playing time, but you're in the game now.
Yeah.
Do you chuck up the shot as soon as you get it, or do you play smart, hoping that shows the coach, hey, I'm a team player. I need to play more. What do you do?
You better play it smart. You're going to be sitting on the bench for a while.
See, I think you score, because if you score, the coach is going to look at you anyway. Just start being a chucker.
So we do have a change on that scoring record. It was a 35-point performance by Desmond Bain. As that put back no good twice underneath by Stockman.
Huber had a block and then nearly came out with the ball. Please don't draw the whistle. Hardiman with some nice dribbling, and we're going to have a carry. So does that mean no tournament record?
Guess so.
So Bedford will inbound the ball. Minute 48 to go in this ball game. A 29-point lead by Franklin Central. Ray, get it now. Coming out with it is Strode. Kick by Deckard. Minute 29. Still time to get your ballot in.
That's right. We just let everybody know on Twitter that it was a 35-point performance, not the original 39 that we had him scored for earlier.
Still, I'll take that line.
Well, I'm not so sure how accurate anybody's stats are anymore. I've got some stats in this tournament you can't believe. That baseline shot rims in and out. No good by Nick Hall.
Yeah. Well, I like him going off the glass. Oh, he hit hard. Still not a bad line for Desmond Bain. 35 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. I'd take that. I really wouldn't, because that would be under my average. I would take that.
Here is McCall Ray. The only reason I want to correct that, too, is that, as we said a little bit ago, there have been some discrepancies all tournament long, where I remember the first game we got the stats, and they said they got them turned around. They had them for the two different teams, switched around. So 69-41. And I think I was told earlier, one of the statisticians said they had a line for one of the players that was on the other team. So I'm not sure what's right anymore. 55 seconds to go. There's a strong drive and a miss.
By Strode. That was
Sean
nice.
Strode, yeah.
Showed some quickness. And he drove to the lane with a purpose. I would think Desmond's point total in the 4 games, though, I know he averaged over 30 for each game. I know there was one game he was in the 20s, but with his average, he was going to be in the 30s. That's got to be up there in terms of tournament records. We know Josh, is it Speidel or Speidel? Speidel. I know he had a really good tournament one year. I know there's been some other guys in there.
69-42, both free throws good. So Isaiah Stockman on the board here in the fourth quarter.
No whistles, please. No fouls, no whistles.
Generally, you just tell your team, just play defense. Don't do any more here. Here's a three-pointer by Serbone. So Jake Serbone, the 6'3 junior, making it 72-43. We're down to 20 seconds. Bedford may be their final possession of the tournament. That three-pointer's no good. Ball tipped, and it will be Franklin Central basketball, and they're going to run it out, and this one is over. So from the beginning to the very end, Franklin Central dominates this ball game, and they win it 73-42. They're the champions of the 2015 Wedig tournament. And so 33 games in the books.
Wow, another great job by you and Suzanne, Ron Mays. Thanks, Colby, for helping me with the camera on a number of games that I did. Overall, I think there was some good basketball. Maybe on balance, I think one of the better ones. There's a couple of clunkers in there. You're always going to have that. But we saw some really good basketball teams, some really good players, and just happy to be here. It was fun to watch.
All right, thank you as well. And Brian did a lot of games, not only here, but over at Earlham College, again to Ron Mays and Phil Quinn down at the scores desk, giving us lineups throughout the entire tournament. And
thanks to Mitch Blankenspore, the SID at Earlham College, because when he was doing the stats here, he brought it to us.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
No consistency whatsoever.
It gives me something to talk about. I need filler.
And next year, we promise the upstairs bathroom will be open. All right, that'll do it. Thanks for being with us. Franklin Central, the tournament champions. They beat Bedford North Lawrence 72-43. This has been the Wedig right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.